Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Beyond the Summit broadcast. We are casting some G1 League Dota. We had a long break because of DDoS and Harry Potter readings and whatnot, but we're finally here and we're going to be casting Team Liquid and Evil Geniuses. I am Luminous, and joining me alongside, it is none other than the McMuffin Rager himself. Gods, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm going to have to bring some more rage to the table if, well, one of us is, if we're going to have to fill Clairvoyance's shoes from yesterday.
Holy.
That guy went ham.
He did go ham. Yeah, I don't know if we are ham enough, although if people are stealing your fruit, maybe you will be reaching that ham level. But for now, Evil Geniuses here is going to be on the Dire. Team Liquid on the Radiant side. One thing to point out real fast is that Beatus is still not here. I think he has some family emergency from yesterday, we play. And, well, he is being stood in by Sexy Bamboo, who has some spectacular game yesterday. Yeah,
Sexy Bamboo played fantastic against Team Liquid in their previous series, as did, I think, Fear and Demon. Overall, the team they looked a bit shaky here and there, but they did manage to take down Liquid. Actually, Bulba was saying he thought they played really poorly. They didn't prepare very well, but they prepared a lot more for tonight, and it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, no disrespect to replay, because we're casting that, but I think the stakes of the G1 League Western qualifiers are a bit higher. Yeah. So hopefully that Team Liquid has brought their A game, and they're going to open themselves up with the Bat Rider. So this is a hero that you really want to have, and he's often being banned up. I think Keeper of Light eating up ban, or I guess if you want to talk about Lone Druid, might be eating up a ban as well, and letting somebody more overpowered through. Bat Rider most likely will be going into the jungle and farming for a very quick Tranquil into a Blink. Although if he wants to go mid, well, he can go mid as well.
Yeah, it's a very versatile. You're saying that Liquid will pick up when it's left in the pool, and I love EG banning out the Lifesteal Alone Druid, that strong Druid, and they actually grab the Wisp themselves. Liquid actually don't first pick the Wisp. EG get both Wisp and Mag, and I know you've mentioned Fluff is like, dude, Wisp like auto win hero, but I think part of this is he just doesn't think EG play the hero all that well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Wisp's one of those heroes that you don't really you're not that afraid of it if you play perfectly. And I mean, judging from how Team Liquid played yesterday, I think they're somewhat far from that. Maybe they just had a bad day. That could be a possibility as well. But one thing that really, I guess, impressed me about Team Liquid is that they're a very mistake-free team when they're on. They're very, what's the word to... What do you call a team that's very well practiced?
Disciplined.
Disciplined. That's the word I'm looking for. They generally don't give you those free pickoffs, and that's what IO kind of thrives upon. So we'll see how Team Liquid plays today.
Yeah, we'll see how they play. We'll see whether they're bringing that A game or not. They are going to be up against a hero Wisp that you can't really make mistakes against. If he gets those pickoffs, if you give him the openings, you can fall behind very fast. And Liquid grab themselves the Rubik as well as Gyrocopter, so some strong heroes to sort of prepare for maybe some grouped up Dota, which is what you want to do against Wisps, not give him those openings.
Yep, and I'm somewhat afraid of Magnus being the mid hero, and I generally don't see Magnus ever losing a lane. Generally, when that happens, is player making a big mistake, and I'm also somewhat curious what Team Liquid's going to be putting themselves in the mid lane. I think just generally Brewmaster does okay against Magnus mid, sometimes even beat the lane. I think we see Team Liquid picked up a nice Stalker yesterday. They could go for some very full-on ganking if that's what they want to do. And they have a very aggressive start with Gyrocopter in the tri-lane, as well as Bat Rider being a very potent ganker in the mid-game. So we'll see how Team Liquid wants to take this game. But generally when they have Gyrocopter, they want to take it late.
Yeah, it's a hero who does sort of... I think it's great because you want to take it late, but at the same time, you're strong in the early to mid-game. You have a lot of damage output in the laning stage. Mid-game is probably where he sort of falls behind a bit because he's very squishy, especially if you go for that Shadow Blade build, which it seems most of the Western teams are doing. So you can't really look for those big 5-on-5 team fights until you have a BKB, which doesn't come to much later. So we'll see where Liquid go with it. EG, though, they've got the Wisp. They haven't grabbed the CK just yet, so maybe looking for something else, because they're not even going to pick up a CK now. They grab Darkseer as well, so they've got heavy team fight, and then they're combining this with a Wisp, which to me is a bit counterintuitive, but I think Wisp is just sort of great in any scenario.
I think Wisp is a fine team fight hero. I mean, in the middle of the team fight, one thing that he can be doing for sure if he's already there in a team fight is the fact that if your carry dies, he could relocate back and at least give your carry a quasi-haunt ability like Spectre would. It also grants your carry basically a free farm throughout the entire game because he never needs to be with the team, even during team fights. The Wisp just teleports the carry in. So even though he doesn't do a lot in a particular team fight in terms of adding like a big AoE stun or adding a ton of damage output, he just allows the team to have so much extra mobility that he is a team fight hero in itself. At least that's how I view it. But during the second phase ban here, you can see Team Liquid is banning out Sexy Bambles, Nature's Prophet, because they're already having a ton of mobility and you don't want to have them go overboard with that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to go overboard with that. We are going to see Nature. There's your ban onto Bamboo's Nature's Prophet, which he played fantastic against Liquid last time, doing especially some highlights being his age is still there. But as far as Liquid from here on out, I think they're pretty versatile with what they can go for. Gyrocopter's great in tri-lanes, but can also be that safe lane solo if they want to go for some kind of a tri-lane offensively. Batrider can be played as a 4-position jungler. He can go into the mid lane. So it is a versatile lineup. Generally, it's Bulba on the Batrider at the mid lane. So we'll see exactly how Liquid want to lane this if they want to get greedy and go for something like that Dignitas 4-position jungle Batrider.
Yeah, I'm going to be expecting that as well, and I think that's what EG expecting is as well. They don't expect the back going mid. They're banning out Puck. They're banning out mid heroes for now, and Puck is one of those heroes that I think would be an X factor if he was picked up to give you that early game laning presence, but more importantly to give you that mid game team fight too. I feel like Evil Geniuses is quite weak during the mid game. Wisp is strong at 6, Magnus is strong at Blink Dagger, and Darkseer is strong once you pick up the mech, but that's a lot of stuff that you're waiting for. And you can see that Evil Geniuses is just banning those mid-game superiority heroes like the Puck, like the Storm. And Team Liquid, well, opting to ban out at least CK, which is, I think, perhaps Wisp's best friend.
Yeah, they're starting to look at what they may pick with the Wisp. EG, though, not really signaling they want to go that way. Maybe going, I mean, even something a bit more obscure. In the past, they have gone for, I don't know about Wisp Tiny, but I still remember Fear playing Ricky on quite a few different occasions. So maybe this is where EG look to pull out some kind of unconventional carry hero. Liquid are going to ban the Tiny, though, another of Wisp's best friends. And EG probably going to continue this trend of just banning out these Korok heroes. The Puck's taking out the Storm, maybe now even the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Queen of Pain, one of those heroes that could definitely snowball out of control, especially against the heroes like Wisp, who, I mean, very, very powerful if he could get to where he wants to be, but also at the same time, very squishy. You nuke her a couple times and she's dead, and, well, you're down hero during a team fight. So maybe that's what they're a little bit concerned about as well. Team Liquid, love to draft that line. I expect that to be the other support here, and probably being picked up here by Fluff and stuff. And that's a hero that Wisp should be careful about. Again, going back to the point that he needs to survive in team fight, Finger Death will make short work of any support hero, especially the Wisp.
Yeah. Oh, Juggernaut actually going to cop the last ban, so EG, I guess he acts as sort of a semi-team fight, kind of being able to heal off a lot of that sort of team fight damage that EG posed, not to mention having sort of that easy little snipe off if you can get an Omni Slash on a hero on their own. But it's going to be up to Liquid now. 4th pick coming their way. They've grabbed one of their supports, maybe look to grab the other. Shen's still in the pool if they want to go sort of for a more mid-game focused lineup, but it's, I don't know. Where do you think Liquid should be looking to go with these last couple picks?
Well, I'm definitely expecting a Fluff and Stuff line. Is a hero that they've been running a lot of time, and in terms of a secondary ganker in conjunction with Rubik and Batrider, it's definitely a very powerful hero. He is a little bit weak early on, and like you said, you do have an opening to tackle the Evil Geniuses early on, because Wisp doesn't do much till level 6, he doesn't do much in the laning stage, and you have a very capable offensive trialing with the Rubik and Gyrocopter already, and Lion's not exactly a good addition to that. It just depends on where Team Liquid want to go. Do you want to pressure the first 5 minutes, or do you want to pressure a little bit later on? So I think that's going to be an indication of where their last support is going to go. And their solo mid, is it going to be a Queen of Pain, or is it going to be something like a Brewmaster, which guarantees you mid-game? It's going to be a Queen of Pain, so nothing too surprising here. Korok most likely will be playing that one. And I think that a lot of it is going to be on top of Wisp. How well will Wisp play? And I guess I'm expecting Fear to play Wisp here.
Yeah, it's been Fear playing the support since Bambo's been standing in for them. Fear as well as Malk, the 2 supports. I'd say it's a Fear Wisp. Demon's been playing mid lane, Bambo on the off lane, and then Jayo's actually been playing that carry role. But this is such a quintessential Team Liquid lineup. You've got your Korok sort of snowballing mid hero in the Queen of Pain. You've got your TC Gyrocopter, and then Bulba's Batrider. It's just absolutely standard coming out from there. If we get something like the line you mentioned, it pretty much sums up Team Liquid's playstyle right now perfectly. EG grab a Bane here, which It's interesting little support pick here. It doesn't seem like it sort of directly counters many of these heroes. It does sort of give the option to lock down a hero like Queen of Pain, but I feel this isn't a support hero which it offers a lot of damage and doesn't really give them a very strong laning stage. When you have both Bane and Wisp, your laning stage is going to be very, very weak.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing it right now here. I guess one thing they're expecting Evil Genius or Team Liquid to do is run their defensive trialing, and then one Queen of Pain solo mid, and then Batrider in the jungle, and basically it says, all right, they're expecting Team Liquid to play passive, and that is a fine expectation, but Team Liquid could easily go offensive with Rubik, Gyro, plus whoever the last support is, and completely defecate on this EG trialing.
Yeah, get that fluff and stuff Visage or something, and you've just got an explosive trialing there, and I don't think EG can really deal with it all too well. EG may be going to look for something that can give them a bit of firepower of their own, like a Sven, also gives that sort of strong hero to combo with a Wisp. You've got the Empower, you've got sort of the group up RP Vacuum if you want to go for that big wombo combo with a Sven, but it's still very risky. They're going to pick up the Chen for fluff and stuff, so it looks like I guess they have the strongest sort of mid-game push here, but not going for something like a Lion. I think having a Chen in the heals are almost essential against heroes like Mag and Darkseid, who are going to be looking for that big sort of decimating teamfight. If Chen doesn't get caught, he just has to pop a Hand of God, mech everyone up, and they can sort of keep everyone alive.
To me, on the draft so far, not knowing what the last pickup here for EG, is that they want to be doing a very, 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 very early push. I'm talking about push 1 minute in. Grab that first big centaur or whatever big creep you can find in jungle and just go. Generally, Darkseid, I mean, he's a long laner, but I don't think he actually could go on the bot lane against Rubik and Gyrocopter. Most likely he's going to start in the jungle, and you could definitely punish him by doing a quick push before even level 2 or 3 is picked up on the Darkseid. But I think I'm maybe dare crafting a little bit too much, but we'll see how it goes here. Let's quickly introduce the players on both sides. It's going to be Liquid Boba going to be playing the Batrider. Ixmike's going to be playing the support on the Rubik. We have Gyrocopter being handled by TC. Queen of Pain is going to be played by Korok, and last but not least, Fluff and Stuff on the Shen.
Well, for the EG side, it's going to be actually Jo playing the Wisp. We've got Demon playing the Magnus, Sexy Bambo playing the Darkseid, Mount playing the Bane, and Fear on the Sven. I like the fact that they switched up Jo and Fear and put Fear on the carry, because Sven seems to fit Fear's style more. Jo generally sort of favors those more sort of, I guess, rice farming carry heroes. He played Faceless Void in their last series, plays maybe a PL, but a hero like Sven, I feel, much more suits Fear's playstyle.
Well, I mean, Fear switched to the 4-row. I think, I'm not sure if exactly it was a permanent switch or just for one of those games, kind of to want to be on the captain's seat even as a support player, but I'm looking at Wisp, and this seems like a farming Wisp to me. Fear has full sets of item as well. This is somewhat confusing to say the least.
So Wisp, yeah, it looks like Wisp has not bought any support items.
Is he? One thing that could be happening is he's waiting for Gold to get a sentry. If they're doing it with a little bit of dewarding, maybe that's it. But for now, they're invading into the enemy jungle, maybe to catch out Chen, maybe to play some very, very aggressive wards. They also have a Smoke of Deceit on Chicken, maybe thinking they would have used it, but looks like they are, well, they're not here to use it now. And I think they're here to drop off some offensive wards to slow down Chen's jungle.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see if Liquid are going to go for that offensive trial. And Chen not the best hero to do it. If you can get into the enemy jungle to pick up that first creep, it's a lot easier. But they put this Observer Ward here in the enemy dire jungle for EG, so it sort of signals that they're less likely to go for an offensive trial, it seems.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Chen having one of his jungle blocked off is not the most annoying thing, but you can see that Fluff and Stuff completely prepare, have those sentry wards ready. Now, the only thing that's going to be annoying to them is to find those sentry wards, or find those observe wards to get the block. Meanwhile, they also made a foray into the enemy jungle. This ward will not block the spawn, but, you know, we'll be giving a lot of vision in that vicinity of the map.
Yep, we will see the rotation back towards top. It is going to be the Sven with that safe lane trial and just an off lane Batrider. So Bulb actually heading up there right off the bat. He's got quite a decent amount of regen, and up against what is right now a weak dual lane. We may see Malk rotate there soon. He can handle this just fine. That's really the part of the problem of having this Wisp Bane 2 supports. They can't really push Bulb out of the lane. He can definitely get some XP up here at minimum.
But similarly here on the bot lane, the supports of Ixmike on the top lane, jailing that Invis rune, as well as Chen in the jungle. Well, Sexy Bambo is going to get that quick level 2, and once you get Surge, this hero, it's so hard to actually get a kill on him. You can still kill him, but it just requires a lot of things going correctly. TC also doesn't have anything like a Ring of Protection or a Stout Shield, so he's going to start tanking a lot of damage, but Sexy Bambo's got to be really respecting the damage output of this Rocket Barrage. You can see that Surge bringing him out of there. If he didn't have Surge there, probably we would get up first blood with the Rocket Barrage or 2 being cast.
And it is going to be this offensive try. And Fluff actually gets a creep from the low ground in the river, so he stays nice and safe. The Observer would help him out there. Mike still invis at the top lane. It's about to wear off. He may actually go on Malk here. Ursa coming in. There's going to be a toss-up. Clap to follow up. Oh, nope. Clap comes a bit later, and here comes the rotation. Bulba looking to sort of spam Malk down. He's got a point in Flame Break, which may ensure this kill. The Tether Stun sort of saving Malk's life here. And they're actually going to change target. Do a bit more damage here. Doesn't look like we'll see any kills, but they do a solid amount of damage. They don't use too much mana, and well, for EG, they've got to use Clarities. Malk's got to use a ton of regen. That's a good engagement for Liquid, even without the first blood.
Yeah, using Clarity not the biggest deal because you have Wisp, so any regen item that you spend here is going to be 1.5 times more effective. So it's not the worst, but you got to keep in mind that the Dire team, EG, has the pull right here, and you can see that JO is going to be abusing that. So I think it's okay. As long as EG don't give away any kills, they should have the advantage on this trialing, even though we're seeing a Wisp Bane, which is not exactly the most potent trialing. As long as they don't die, they should be fine.
Yep, and it is going to just be that sort of standard 1v1 matchup at bottom lane. TC, oh, I'm getting this lag too.
I'm getting a humongous lag.
Alright, seems to have calmed down.
That's good, making sure that we're having a pause. Of course, for anybody that's joining us, it's EG versus Team Liquid. This is best of 3 series, game number 1 for the G1 League Western qualifiers. And of course, Beatus is not here, and the stand-in is Sexy Bambo, who is playing Darkseer on the bot lane, who is actually doing quite well here in terms of CS. 6-0 compared to the 9-2, which is, you know, okay here for a gyrocopter.
Yeah, that one Rocket Barrage sort of pushed the Darkseer away and made him miss a bit of CS, so TC's played it decently so far. He got pulled some tangos, but just the one set, so nothing really too significant, and the offensive trialing off to an alright start.
Well, yeah, offensive trialing, it's okay. They're looking for a little bit more kills. Actually, the good thing here is they're trying to challenge this pool a little bit. Unfortunately, unable to get too much CS. Fluffs and Stuffs, Ursa has one more clap to go, and it's going to be very, very difficult to get this kill. Another major spike. I guess this is the server issue. It's definitely not us. No frame drop on my end, so...
Looks like we lost one.
Yeah, the players are complaining about the server lags as well and whatnot.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
I don't think it's DDoS, so unless you could DDoS a server.
Who knows? Who knows? We may have to get the Harry Potter back out.
Well, LD definitely knows, but for anybody that's wondering, LD is currently building some computers. BTS has got a lot of equipments being mailed in, so we're getting ready to set up everything.
Yeah, it'll be exciting once we do start getting our studio, which should be coming in a couple of weeks to all the people asking around. I'd say middle of May, everything will be up and functional. Ooh. Demon and Korok are trading blows a bit here at the mid laners. Ah, more lag comes out.
I don't know, man. This is looking more and more like a DDoS to me.
I would agree, but...
That Ursa warrior just died, and that gave JO level 2. You could blame the DDoS on that. You could blame Fluff Bat Micro. I'm thinking it's not the Fluff Bat Micro, because that man can micro.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the biggest deal. JO hitting level 2. He's already got the Tether level 1. Spirits at level 1. Eat up a lot of mana. Don't do a huge amount of damage. It's still decent, but it's not the end of the world for Liquid, but it's not ideal, giving him that free gold.
That's like getting a free pull. I don't know. I think that's a pretty big deal to get a ton of free EXP, especially on this trialing who should be being harassed down. Chen has picked up a Centaur, which, again, the awkward ganking angle is not going to really allow him to do too much of anything. And again, as long as this EG trialing doesn't get punished by getting killed, they should be absolutely fine.
Yeah, Malk, meanwhile, with Fear playing pretty high up on this lane, they do need to be careful because the Centaur is sort of coming around looking for an opening here. Bulba stacking a few napalms. Fear, push back, Centaur stun, Wolf, nope, miss. No, he cancelled it.
Yeah, I think he could have got it, but there's really just no follow after that, especially with the Flame Break being expended. Back in the mid lanes, quickly, check out how we're doing there. Korok is leading in terms of CS by a huge amount, 18 CS compared to Demon's 10. So Demon's got to step it up. He can be bottle crawling, but Korok's very, very low as well, and I imagine he is bottle crawling. But I guess okay, the lane's not too bad, especially if he's going to be able to pick up the invis. No, Korok sees the invis and will be picking it up.
Or will he's poking around. He's trying to get his bottle out to him, maybe. Demon! He comes back in. Demon's got... Shockwave in a miss. Nice.
Yeah, blinking it and destroying the Rin there as well. Also, let's check out on the bot lane here as TC 21 CS to Darkseer 14. So, overall, you can see that Radiant is farming a little bit better. I just feel like this tri lane is not getting too much done. And X might gonna get off that small Centaur kill. But I guess Fear's not farming too well in this lane either. He's only got 10 CS. So, overall, everything going okay for Liquid.
This is to me one of those cases where you do an offensive tri lane and rely on your solo heroes to sort of out CS their lanes. And even if your tri lane isn't getting kills, if you're slowing down your enemy carrier to Sven here, he's on 10 CS. Meanwhile, both solos for Liquid have 20 CS. So Liquid winning solidly in farm, that's sort of the key thing with this offensive triumph. If they get kills, great. If they don't, they're still coming out on top.
Yeah, which is something that you don't see too often. Korok's going to drop off another Shadow Strike on Demon. That level 2 Shadow Strike does a ton of damage, and Demon, despite bottle crawling, still constantly being really harassed out. Korok bottle crawling as well, although, well, seems like both of these guys constantly have no mana, no HP. Something you expect in a solo versus solo matchup in the mid lane nowadays.
Yeah, it's it's just constant bottle crow from both those two heroes. Demon, I mean, as a mag, you definitely have to, and Korok putting a lot of pressure on him, is out farming him, but he's not going to keep on. From here on out, it's going to be a pretty even farm trade, considering both the bottle crow. Mike at top lane is going to get jumped on here by the wall crying Sven, and it looks like Mike may give it the first blood. No, they're going to turn it around. They bring down Geo. Mike will take the fall, but this is a great trade for Liquid. They were going to lose him anyways, and they may actually bring down Malk. Bulba doing a lot of damage to the Firefly. 2 kills go the way of Liquid, including a first blood.
Well, we're going to see a rotation coming from Demon. Demon Shockwave's going to get 1 kill. He's going to expend the RP. No RP necessary. He's not even level 6, but the good rotation comes in from Demon to really clean things through. So overall, it was okay, but of course, first blood did go to the side of the Radiant, and let me tell you, that's definitely worth it. Who actually picked up the first blood? That's a big question. Was it Boba? No, it was Chen. Okay. Which is not the biggest deal, I guess. But
Fluff actually got both those kills. I mean, it's actually, I mean, him getting the kills over the Bat Rider is actually not too bad at this stage. Getting a really fast mech could do some serious work here, which is exactly what he's done. He's picked up boots and a buckler, and we're just 6.5 minutes in.
Yeah, back in the bot lane here, it seems like Gyrocopter has got a solo kill with the gank attempt coming from Korok. Korok didn't even have to use the ultimate. Did have a point into it. Now it's going to go back to the mid lane and not miss too much HP thanks to that haste ring. So I'm not too sure why Sexy Bamboo was in that vicinity of the map, but definitely got punished for it.
Yep, and we are going to see some more aggression from Liquid at top lane. Now they've got those couple of kills. They sort of have some strong levels. Bulba hitting level 5, Mike Bat hit level 4 as well as Fluff, both going to be level 4 in a second. So EG need to be careful.
Well, they're going to initiate it right on Boba, but looks like they're going to turn it around. The Stormhammer is going to hit on Boba. Boba has Fire up. Can he make it out of their life? I think he can. Meanwhile, the JO, one more right click away from death. He will actually go down as well. I think they're overestimating the killing potential of a pre-level 6.
Here comes Quap.
Quap is going to be blinking forward, and I don't think Melk realized that. No, he does. He's going to back off. But yeah, JO being the first one to pick off really shows the problem of Wiz as a hero early on. He has 0 armor, and a couple of right clicks plus a nuke or 2. He's just dead, and sure, they do end up eventually getting the kill, like that previous exchange, but you definitely are always down in the beginning. But Demon TP's in, and I don't know if they could get anything done here, to be honest.
Well, we're trying to just go over some trees and get into fog here. One stun could have spelled his death, but he doesn't get taken down. So Demon TPs, he commits a lot to it, and this is really starting to hurt EG. They're wasting a lot of resources. Demon's rotations haven't really been successful. He got the 1 support, but it hasn't really been enough for EG.
I mean, to be honest, like, if he sits on mid, he's going to continue to lose the lane a little bit more, because, I mean, Queen of Pain having better CS, being a ranged hero, could constantly, basically passively harass out. So I'm not too sure whether he get too much done on the mid lane, but what he is giving up is a ton of EXP, as he lost basically half away, as well as a quick arcane boost, which he needs basically to get up to his quick blink.
Yep, and Liquid now, well, they're going to keep maintain these 3 heroes at top. Bulba about to hit level 6. Once they have the Lasso, this top lane gets a lot more dangerous for EG. And the big thing for EG is sort of Demon's movements from here on out. He needs to sort of be ready to sort of counter gank, be ready to sort of be in the right place when the team fight breaks out. Same thing for Korok. Both Korok as well as Demon, there's a lot of pressure on them to come to these team fights. And we may even see Bamboo. Yeah, he's picked up a TP scroll. He's going to be looking to come to them as well.
Yeah, but he's only got level 1 vacuum, so I'm not too sure exactly what he's going to do in a big engagement. But Surge, a very highly level Surge at 3, as well as a Max Iron Shell, is going to be very helpful. I feel like there's very little pressure for Korok to actually leave the lane, considering that his team is doing quite well. If you look at the gold chart here, they're leading about by 2,000 to 3,000 gold. That's not even taking a tower, so, you know, I think they're in a great position, Team Liquid is. And if you look at Chen, well, he's got the headdress as well. We're going to see like a 12-13 minute mech on Chen, which, oh, back in the mid lane here, Korok is going to get RP, skewer forward, but the blink back out, so RP being expended and no kill being happened there. I'm not exactly sure why Demon thought he could have got that kill, but now cooldown for 150 seconds. Team Liquid could do whatever the hell they want for the next minute and a half.
Oh yeah, this is Liquid now can just be so aggressive in this top lane because they don't have to worry about a mag TPing in with an RP, which makes such a big difference for Liquid.
Well, they're gonna lift up on Jail. Meanwhile, there's a kill going on the bot lane here. Sven was TPing in there, but meanwhile though, picking off the Tether Wisp, or the lack of Tether Wisp. And I think they're gonna try to transition the push. That is one benefit that Chen gives you. You get a free kill, you get a free tower.
And if he gets his tower, that's going to be his mech. Well, his mech 700 gold with a tower. Even if he doesn't get this, he's still only 400 or 500 gold away from it. Nice little rotation from EG, sending both Malk as well as Fear to the bottom lane with Bane and Sven, and get a kill on the Gyrocopter, who was sort of getting uncontested farm down there.
Yeah, but I think that kill is going to be, I mean, it's going to slow him down. It's going to hurt a little bit, but his team is getting some big things done up top, getting the tower kill, and he's going to TP back on the bot lane, continue to free farm. So I don't think he, I mean, it sucks, but I don't think it's the end of the game here for Team Liquid. They're still in a very, very big lead.
Yeah, they are in a big lead, and we're going to see whether or not they can make that increase, because with towers starting to fall, if they can keep on taking tier 1s and then sort of get some map control up, it's going to be hard for EG to sort of turn this one around. They haven't got the best lineup for playing from behind. Even when Wisp gets level 6, finding pickoffs when you're behind, there's not going to be too many targets. Queen of Pain with a Blink, Bat Rider with Blink, as soon as they see that Wisp relocate animation on the minimap, you just get the hell out of there.
Yeah, they have definitely some of the more mobile heroes with the face on the Gyrocopter, with the blink on Korok, and of course there's always Hand of God and Sentback, so even if you find those isolated heroes, it's definitely going to take you a while. In that case, reinforcement might come, and that gank might even get turned around. Speaking of ganks that might turn around, well, here comes IX Mike. They want to get a kill. Call down. The lift is going to toss him back, hopefully. No, actually, just in a very, very bad toss back timing. There's a Stormhammer. There's a rotation coming from Demon. He does have RP. The RP is going to come through, and TC's going to go down a second time. Well, EG needs basically like that to make those come back. Kill, get a second kill on DC, and that was definitely a very, very well-used RP.
Yeah, killing TC at this point is actually a nice little target for Liquid, because Queen of Pain, hard to gank, and the Bat Rider constantly protected by the two supports. And if they can get Mike at this bottom lane big great, it looks like they may just only get this tier 1 tower. If that, Liquid are actually starting to swarm towards the bottom lane, including Korok, which could spell trouble for EG.
I mean, Jo, he's very, very close to level 6, and that's after having a very, very bad trial. It looks like they're going to surge out of there, realizing the supports are coming for Team Liquid. But I think that was a step in the right direction for EG. The Gold Chart still in the lead for the Radiant side, but like I mean, I do believe they have some decent kind of comeback mechanic. If you get a single vacuum into RP into a wall, of course there's a Stormhammer on top, there's going to be big cleaves coming from Sven. I think you can make a big comeback very easily if you get that wombo combo. I don't imagine Team Liquid will get caught, but you know, mistake can be made.
And all of a sudden, EG, I mean, they've sort of caught up in levels. Fear especially, he's level 9, treads an Ogre Club. His farm early on wasn't great, but his CS now is practically caught up. He's 2-0-2, and his farm is really impressive.
Yeah, I don't know how Fear does this. Like, he would have a very mediocre start, and you give him a tiny bit of room, he gets you a gank on the bot lane, he gets you some more farm, and he's getting some big item. Looks like Team Liquid, though, will answer back with a push on the bot lane. Having Gyrocopter as a carry really gives you the early game pressure, like Gods pointed out during the draft state, but more importantly, give you these kind of basically free tower push, because Flat Cannon as well as Rocket Barrage will easily blow down any kind of creep wave. And of course, Call Down basically says, alright, if you come defend against this tower, we'll just, you know, easily kill you, because we have Call Down and things like that.
Liquid, they followed up with a smoke, so they're either going to look for sort of a mini skirmish at this bottom lane, or maybe even try and probably follow up with a tier 2 tower. Bulba, he's on the front lines, he has got a Blink Dagger, and this is Jo dead.
Yep, way too easy. Blink in. Yeah. Grab, not even level 6 yet, and slow him down, punish him a little bit. I don't think it transition into a push though. They gotta respect the fact that RP's back up.
Stormbolt stole it. Yep, Stormhammer actually stolen from Rubik, which is at this point in the game is such a great pickup. It's a pretty very cost effective in terms of mana, and for Rubik, this is going to be a really powerful initiation tool.
It's definitely better than Fabo, who's not even maxed out right now because he's only level 6. So yeah, definitely a big steal there. And I think at this point here, Team Liquid could go back and farm for the key items. Speaking of those key items, Mech's finish, Boba, of course, well, Mech should be finished. Chen? Yeah, it's just delivered here from the courier. And of course, Boba already displays Blink Dagger just in that team fight. Korok going to be going for a quick Scythe of Ice, which is nowhere near, and eventually he'll finish it. And of course, Shadow Blade will be built on Team Liquid Gyrocopter. So I feel like they're so very, very far ahead in terms of inventory, and it's going to be tough for EG to basically hang with them during this mid game.
Yeah, I'm always surprised Liquid, or I mean not always, but Liquid going for the Shadow Blade still on the Gyrocopter, despite the fact they went for the Chen. This is where, I think you were mentioning this, the loader build where you look to tank up, get sort of items like your Manta, your drums, and then sort of have Gyrocopter to help push lanes. Seems to be sort of a stronger way to play this, especially considering Liquid want to start taking down tower after tower when you've got that Chen draft.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little bit more player preference, but I mean, Shadowblade's not bad in terms of damage output. The mobility definitely helps against a team like this. He really needs to kind of get away from Milk. You know, the Enfeeble will stop him, the Grip will definitely stop him, so having all the mobility in the world doesn't actually hurt. But yeah, like I kind of agree with you as well. Going for a little bit more tanky build that allows him to stay in the front line and give him that sustained DPS might be a better build, but he's TC, I'm Luminous. I'll defer to him when it comes to Shadow.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that one there. He's played this series so many times for Liquid in the past month. And, well, Liquid from here on out, they've got the Ultimate Orb on Korok, which, seeing him go for the Orc, I definitely agree he needs to be tanking up as much as possible. And, while Scythe of Ice isn't a tanking up item, when you get an Ultimate Orb at sort of 13 minutes into the game, you suddenly become a lot tankier with those plus 10 stats.
Well, it looks like their Team Liquid doing a very, very smart kind of smoke push. They're using this push to bait out a couple of heroes to come defend this. The Tornado, in my opinion, kind of gave it away that they're doing this. You can see that Boba really hang out on the side. He's not even going to go into Roshan Pit. He would Firefly out to give himself some flying vision. He sees basically everybody. Demon's going to be the choice, and they got to nuke the hell out of him. Well, they have more than enough. He's basically dead, and this tier 1 tower, unless Demon buys back, which he does have it, but it's a very expensive buyback because he's close to that blink.
At this point, you can't buy back. If you buy back, Liquid immediately retreat, and I think they probably retreat before you can find a target to RP, unless Wisp and Sven sort of get a well-timed counter-initiation sort of coming from behind. And Liquid going to get 2 towers out of this one. Demon going to be up in 15 seconds, and as a result, EG taking some big damage here.
Yeah, the gold chart is just going crazy right now. There's a glyph to delay it a little bit more. Maybe you start the team fight with the Wisp right now.
Liquid may even defend top. I think Liquid can defend top tier 1 if they really want.
Well, maybe the Wisp will catch them back out. Tier 2 is going to be destroyed mid. Teleportation comes up top. Multiple TPs as well. Sven's going to get the last hit, but would they make it out alive? They're going to focus on Fear. Fear is going to get relocated out. I guess we're going to see some Suicide Wisp coming back in.
He's buying his items up, buy some boots, and yeah. Goodbye, Geo.
Goodbye. Well, I think that was worth it. A kill on the tower, and as well saving your carry.
Yeah, getting the tower there, it's, I guess, making the best of that bad situation. They lose 2 towers, they lose the mag at mid lane, and they also lose the Wisp in the end. But Fear getting that tower, he's got BKB, so 17 minutes, BKB treads. This is... it looks like maybe the most farmed, not quite the most farmed here in the game. Liquid with their tower gold has got slightly higher net worth.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that they're down by multiple towers, I think he is the most farmed hero, if not by tower gold. So he's actually doing quite well. Sexy Bamboo is going to have his mech done very soon. He just have it finished now, and he's going to be sending it to him. So all things considered, EG is okay, especially with the Blink Dagger already picked up on Demon. And you can see that, well, they have all the key items. They're going to go for a big push, and it's, in my opinion, it's going to be somewhat difficult for Team Liquid to stop this, because that Flaming Lasso, there's so many valid targets for him to grab. He wants to stop Demon, he definitely wants to stop the BKB Fear, and of course Darkster is going to be an annoyance factor as well, so I'm not sure exactly who's he's going to target the most in a team fight.
If they want to win a team fight, I think you have to stop the Mag RP. That's always your #1 target, but right now, it's risky to do so, especially if Mag is by team fights until you get that force up, because you blink in and grab it, and there could be a Sven stun, something sort of counter-initiate, and Liquid could find themselves in trouble, but we'll see how they go around this. There is Bulba hunting around in the trees underneath. He's trying to find the target. He's scouting most of this out. He's found Demon. Immediate lasso. There's no Stormbolt just yet. There we go. Bulba gets gripped, and this is the problem. The counter-initiation is just too powerful. Korok gonna go and drop a Sonic Wave. There's no Scream to follow up. Bamboo taking heavy damage. He takes a fall, and there's your RP from Demon. Only hits Korok, but if they can kill off Korok, it's well worth it. They're not gonna do so. He blinks out just in time. There's gonna be a sandbag. Korok, he's too low. He gets brought down by the Bane. Now Liquid trying to turn things around without Korok alive. There is a buyback from Demon. Malk on the run, as is Fear. Fear gets stunned up, and Fear without BKB, taking a fall to Bulba and TC. This is something that turned around, all on the back of the Bulba buyback.
Well, it looks like the Magnus is going to blink back out. So Wisp try to relocate himself back out and try to save himself as well. But it was a buyback from Boba, like you said, and it really make the big tide turn. Of course, RP only got 1 as well, and that definitely did not help. So all things considered, that's where the Gyrocopter Shadowblade killed, and he basically wasn't killed because he's so mobile, he is so survivable just through his mobility, and he was throwing out a ton of deeps in that team fight. The call down in the beginning to basically set everything up, and then just throughout all the team fight, throughout the hecticness, the flat cannon did damage to everybody, and of course rocket barrage. At this stage of the game, if you're right next to a support hero, you get free kills.
Even though the RP only caught one, killing off Korok there, I think, hey, it's worth using an RP at this stage in the game, considering how much damage he outputs. He was also so close to respawning. That send back from the Chen was just about to happen when Mount got like one more attack on him or something. But we'll see how EG look to play this here on out. Sure, killing off Korok's sort of the main thing there, but Bulba's buyback turned the fight around. Now EG getting themselves further and further behind. If this smoke gank succeeds, then, well, things get even worse for EG.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm looking at Korok's farm right now. He is going to have a Scythe of Ice. He's just about 300 go away. And considering the fact that he has one death, 20-minute Scythe of Ice with Treads is just, like, you can't ask for more from your solo mid, especially against Magnus. So I feel like that RP, you say that, yeah, sure, you get the kill on the Queen of Pain. He had Blink Dagger and a Haste Rune on the Magnus. I feel like if you don't get at least 2 or 3, it's underperforming. So
I don't think you can blame Mag Demon because it's just the positioning from Liquid. I mean, they kill off the Batrider to start things off, so already there's only 4 targets for him, and the way Liquid fought that is they weren't really grouped up. Chen's sitting back, only has his creeps in the front line. Rubik's trying to stay as far back as possible, and then you've got a Gyrocopter with Shadowblade. His mobility just makes it really hard for Mag to get more than one target with an RP, and it got to a point where he just had to drop the RP.
Yeah, he well, unfortunately misses. You know, mistakes happen, and well, so far they don't have too much room to make any more mistakes as these items are piling on fast and hard. BKB's almost going to get up on Gyrocopter, which, again, not exactly going to help him survive against things like a Sven who's right-clicking you, or a Finscript who's going to lock you down, as well as a Magnus RP. But as long as you don't get caught by those spells, he's going to be fine, because you know that the Batrider is going to be in the front line tanking it. You know the Queen of Pain is going to be a high priority target. As long as you stay back in the initial beginning of that fight, you should be fine. And look at this, they're stealing a huge amount of gold from the enemy stacks. Oh man, everything that could be going wrong is going wrong for EG.
This is TC's BKB as well. He's got enough gold for it. He'll send it out in just a second.
Well, you can see that Boba is going to be looking at the sideline. He sees Demon. He's going to grab Demon. Sonic Wave's going to hit. Sexy Bambo's going to back himself back up. And BKB Sven comes in. That's a 3-man RP. Those cleaves are coming fast and strong. And that's a triple. Fear's going to come in as well. Boba's on the run, but I don't think he could run from this. Huge turnaround from EG. And, well, they're right back.
Yeah, that fight just hung on a tiny thread, and that thread was whether or not they could kill Demon during the lasso. If they kill him off, Liquid win that fight. Sure, Sven maybe comes in and kills off 1 or something, or maybe 2, but Liquid win the fight. But they couldn't quite kill Demon. He survived long enough. He got off the 3-man RP, and that's Mask of Madness on Sven. He had it already for that fight. Now he's going to be looking towards a crit very soon, and this brings back memories of DreamHack Winter. Just these cleaving, critting Svans turning around games, winning games on their own.
Vacuum into a 5-man crit into a Rampage. Can we see that happening once again? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, Evil Genius says, all right, man, you can get some early goal lead. You can even take our ancient stack. Sure, things are not going well, but we got Captain fucking America, so you better watch out. We are the true American team. And well, let's see if Team Liquid can make a comeback here.
Yeah, Team Liquid, any sort of strong advantage they had sort of starting to dissipate. It's not completely gone. You can still tell they have got the gold lead, but it's good. They're sort of aware of this problem now. Fear with BKB Mask of Madness can just run in and chew them to pieces, because most of these Batrider ultis are being prioritized on the Mag, and if you start looking to using them on the Sven, well then you open yourself up to getting RP'd. Even if it's only 2 or 3 being caught out, it's very hard for Liquid to turn that fight around. So it seems to me Liquid have to start playing more for pickoffs. Or if they're looking for a push, they have to sort of reprioritize how they're using this Batrider ulti. And also the side of Vice. It was used to get a pick off. You have to say that maybe for Sven when he's trying to walk in. If you can sort of hex him before just well before he gets in range, before he pops a BKB, and then look to focus on Mag during that hex.
Yeah, pickoffs is somewhat dangerous if you get dealing it against a relocate, because that is one of the best counter ganking tool in the entire game. So they're gonna try this one more time, but RP is back up. I gotta say though, that Scythe of Ice is gonna be more and more important as the game progresses on. Once those BKB charges is down to 5 seconds, Sven is gonna be very, very big and bad for the first duration of that team fight, and once that's down, you could be sure that Scythe of Ice will be reserved for him. You can see that he's even leveling up Shadow Strike, which is not something you see too often, but it scales very decently for the slow, so they're counting on that BKB running out and basically kiting the hell out of him. Exactly how effective that might be, we'll have to wait and see, but I don't think Team Liquid's out of it just you know, losing that one team fight. I think they're still in the lead, but just not as a comfortable lead as they were previously were.
Yeah, Gyrocopter's still with a ton of farm, but now it's the same with Fear, who has got the Crystallis. Bulba looking for the pickoffs on the sidelines again. I think he really needs a 4-star as soon as possible, because the big thing is when you blink in with Lassu, if you don't 4-star out of there, you open yourself up to getting heavily counter-initiated.
You see that this slow siege is coming in. BKB gets popped here. Oh, looks like they're coming right back in. RP gets cancelled. One kill immediately. And, oh, where's the RP? That they're going to find the key target. Everybody's in the middle. You can see that TC's trying to make it out there. He is going to make it out, but that's another 3-for-0 exchange. Boba's going to TP out as well. Well, successful defense. I think they're going to get the tower denied as well. Yeah, it's sitting at 34 HP. And EG, they're this impenetrable wall. You cannot push against them, apparently.
Yeah, and we kind of saw that. Demon's RP came sort of towards the end of the fight, and it was just having a vacuum to set Fear up to get more damage done through the cleave and just get more sort of focus fire happening is enough. Even if they sort of shut down Demon out of the fight, all we need is a vacuum right on top of Fear, and he just cleaves everyone down.
Yeah. No Sonic Wave used on Teamfight, no Hex. It was just basically a one-hit KO against Queen of Pain. Ice Smite cannot do anything at all because he eats a Storm Hammer. He is dead as well. He doesn't have anywhere near his Blink Dagger. So all things considered, right now, Evil Geniuses, I put them ahead now after winning that teamfight. And especially getting that tower denied as well. You got to keep in mind that Roshan is a very easy snipe when you have a Sven on the map. So again, the saving grace for Team Liquid is that those BKB charge is going down, but I don't know, man. I'm not sure something that you could be too happy about, especially if you have lost 2 team fights in a row.
Yeah, I agree. EG are ahead. I don't think Liquid still with plenty of ways to get back in this game. And I think it's going to start from not going for these group up as 5 and try push towers, because that's not working for them. It's 2 fights in a row lost because of that at the bottom lane. The first one was when they had an item advantage. The second one, you could just see they didn't have it. EG were just all over them, and now any chance of winning a team fight is just really out the door unless they get sort of pick-offs or a much better initiation, which can't really happen. I think Liquid go back. We'll see Bulba start looking to farm up his 4-star. Korok maybe looking to farm another item. At this point, you've got to think maybe Ghost Scepter, maybe something to help tank up. Ghost Scepter probably doesn't really help, because if you're dying to Sven, it's because you're stunned, which is where Ghost Scepter can't even be popped. So I think Liquid are going to have to be looking heavily on TC's Gyrocopter also to get some big farm.
I mean, I don't think Gyrocopter needs a little bit more survivability item. I think BKB is enough. It's just that he needs his teammates to survive. As long as his teammates alive, they're going to be providing the distraction, and he's going to be flat canning everybody down. And again, I'm not sure what Team Liquid can do. They can't push, because we see those push failing. They really can't go looking for those ganks, despite having a Blink Bat, as well as a Queen of Pain with a Scythe of Ice, because of Relocate. So what did they actually do? Do they farm against this team? Which might not be a bad choice, considering that Sven doesn't exactly go the latest. And you have a Gyrocopter, you have a Bat Rider who could pick up a Shiva's Guard or a Scythe of Ice himself, or a Force Staff, more from immediate mid-game. You have some decent late-game heroes yourself, so maybe that's the only way to go about it, just to go late-game against a Sven.
Yeah, I think late game against Sven, you have to look at just right. He's already got his Daedalus up now, Fear. So at this point, his damage output is just going to be insane, especially when you combine that with a Wisp Pellet. They have to look to... It's really hard, because you're Liquid. It's who do you focus down? Do you try and stop Mag getting an ulti off? Do you try to take down the Wisp to make Fear a lot squishier? Because with Wisp alive, Fear has so much additional mobility. Also, his attack speed and survivability is just going to become insane. So you can't really ignore Geo as well.
Yeah, I mean... there's so many high priority targets. Let's not forget about Melk channeling that Fiend Script. You definitely need to reserve a stun for him as well. He's max Enfeeble, so that thing is not debuffed by BKB. So if he enfeebles TC, he could BKB and do whatever he wants. They could probably ignore him until the end of the team fight, which is basically what they've been doing so far as well. So Team Liquid, I don't exactly want to say they're out of this game, but they're definitely on the kind of back foot. And you can see the skill chart, all that big tower lead gold that they have built up, well, it's basically evaporated. And, well, they're going to try to farm their way back, but we'll see what the big item choices as well as big plays could bring them back in the game.
Yeah, we'll see what it's like you say. They need some big plays. I think item choices are going to be, for the most part, like with Bat Rider, fairly obvious. I don't think the item choices are going to be what decides. It's going to come down to their team fight selection, the plays they make, their positioning in these fights. We're going to have Gyrocopter with some additional damage soon, so if he sort of gets himself in a good position where he can sit back, do a lot of flat cannon damage, it's going to be great, but a lot of that damage gets negated. You look at Sven with a maxed out Warcry, that's a lot of bonus armor, 16 bonus armor to the entire EG side, so it's going to be a lot harder for TC to actually do physical damage in a fight. I think it's almost Korok who has to be looking to find those sort of good positioning and just spam down as much as possible.
Well, unfortunately, Korok a little bit more worried about survivability as well. Going to be going for Ghost Scepter, which I guess is okay, but if you get stunned, Ghost Scepter is not going to save you because you'll be dead before you even pop it. He's going to be looking for basically not get stunned and basically pop the Ghost Scepter to avoid the BKB Sven and basically try to do as much damage as possible to his team. They're going to try to bait Gyrocopter here, expecting a gank coming their way, and it could be coming their way. I think right now Fluff and stuff should also basically start looking for creeps, such as a Frost Ogre. That's going to be a very, very key creep against Sven. Uh-oh, Fluff. I think if he dies, not the biggest deal if his team's not going to get caught, but his team is such an awkward angle. Sexy Bobo. Here we go. Relocate. Where is it? It's going to be in the middle of the fight right now. Ice Mike's going to be dead instantly. BKB.
Demon.
2-hit. He's dead. Demon is going to get picked off. So, well, I think this is going to be a decent fight. TC, though, that's 3 hit. He lost a ton of HP, but Hand of God, as Wall's mech comes in right now. And there you go. The Sven is back out. Melk's going to be very far away. Can they pick off Sexy Bambo, though? He's so fast. He's out of there, but Boba blinks forward. Does he have another flame break? No, he does. Well, he does, but he's not channeling it. So all things considered, a BKB charge for a 1-for-1 trade. I think Team Liquid came out of that head. It was okay for Team Liquid.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a fight they can say, hey, we won that fight, but it's a fight where they got a slightly better trade. Just killing the Mac, losing the support, hey, it's an alright trade for them. EG invested a lot into that, and Demon just got completely caught out way too far ahead. I think he expected the Wisp and the Sven to maybe be relocating in further up. He was trying to, basically those 4 heroes further along, Rubik was the one who went down, but Demon was just trying to get an RP on those 4 heroes, but got chain disabled. Wisp Sven didn't back him up. Well, it's not that they didn't back him up, it's that they relocated somewhere else. But Liquid buy themselves some time to keep getting up items, because sure, Beer can get more farm, more big items up, but at this point his damage output is almost capped.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he is a Sven. People have figured out Sven, which is, well, he's melee, just kite him. Like, no matter how big, how bad, how scary he is, especially with a Wisp support. Tether does increase movement speed. They have Overcharge to increase his tankiness as well as attack damage output, but at the end of the day, still a melee hero with a 5 or 6 second BKB, soon to be 5 second BKB. That's when you see the level up Shadow Strike to be effective. Level max at this point here. That's where you see the Scythe of Ice, as well as the multitude of stuns and whatever to go on him. And to be honest, again, who is Sven gonna go for? He's gonna go for these free pickoffs like a Rubik, like maybe a Fluff and Stuff Chen. I don't think he's gonna catch too many.
He went for the Gyrocopter last fight. He got 2 crits on even during the BP. I think he actually could have killed the Gyrocopter. The problem was he changed target once Gyrocopter popped his BKB, but as soon as the feed script came down, if he went back onto attacking Gyrocopter, that was a dead Gyrocopter. That was a dead TC, but he just took it. He hesitated for a second. He went for a new target. He got the new target, which was the Rubik, but...
No, he killed Rubik right in the beginning, and then he turned for Gyro.
Yeah. Okay, so he changed targets, but didn't actually get any additional kills when he could have killed the Gyrocopter. If he just kept on and sort of chasing him down, because the Fiend Script came as soon as he retreated.
Yeah, I think it wasn't communicated that well. Melkda's gonna channel that Fiend Script. It was one of the more max range Fiend Script, so... and maybe because his BKB was running out at that point, so... He didn't want to really overextend. I mean, all in all, it was okay. It was fine. Like, but you know, TC surviving that team fight as well as Demon not being able to drop his spell is the big win here for Team Liquid. And here we go. We're gonna see perhaps another big smoke gank. The cool thing about this, the way that EG is allowed to gank is that when you have a Wisp, you just do 3-man smoke gank straight up, and you know that your Sven as well as Wisp is gonna come back in. So they could basically waste less time as a team as a whole because you know that Sven and Wisp will be rising in the jungle.
Yeah, it's really the beauty of this EG lineup is that Sven, his farm doesn't slow down. I love this. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere. He's picked up Ultimate Orb.
Are you serious?
Good luck getting that lasso off him on him anymore in these team fights, I guess.
Wow. I mean, it's gonna block a Shadow Strike, I guess, but...
Well, pop BKB into blocking the lasso, or if you're not... Or at this point, Bulba just won't use it on him, which means Sven's gonna get a ton of damage off. He goes in with BKB, there's nothing to stop him.
Yeah, I mean... It's definitely not a standard item, but if you think about it, what other item do you go for? I mean, you could go for lifesteal, but I feel like the team fight's going to be decided so quickly that he doesn't even need lifesteal. So, yeah, it makes sense. As long as you get those key 2-3 right clicks off, you win the team fight, so why the hell not?
Yeah, and just pray that one of them's a crit. If you get that crit, it's GG. And Liquid, well, they're going to find themselves potentially up against an Aegis Sven now as Fear. He's going into the Roshan pit. He's even popped the ultimate to bring this down faster. There's no way Liquid are getting here in time to contest this.
Critting for about 1337, around that ballpark. And Sven ultimate is going to be used, although I don't think they have... Well, they now know, because the Observer is going to be scouting that one out. The thing is, you can't really take a fight against him, even if with the ultimate out, because, well, he has Aegis. And I think regular Sven is...
Fighting into the Magdax here.
Yeah,
so.
Fighting into Magdax. I think the regular Sven is already scary enough, let alone the double life and the, you know, God Strength Sven that could be coming in very, very soon.
Yeah, and Sven, there's your Lincoln Sphere completed.
Well, TC's going to be going for a little bit of life steal himself. We're just going to give him a little bit more sustained team fight. Blink into a... Well, it looks like TC's going to be grip. Wall's going to be dropped as well. That's an RP onto 2. Korok gets caught. Korok's going to be dead. He's going to try to blink out. No, he doesn't. That's the 2 most important member of Team Liquid. And Team Liquid not looking too good right now. And the rest of the team is on the retreat. Fluff and stuff pops a Ghost Scepter. He gets slept up. And he's going to be dead for sure. And I think EG's gonna win this one based on how this game is right now. They're gonna at least get tier 2, possibly Rax as well. And I gotta say, the Blink Dagger from Milk to open that team fight, I don't think Radiant expected that at all.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and Liquid, their lineup just didn't have much room for error. As soon as they lose a team fight, EG just got into a comfort zone. They were just ready for every other fight that came their way whenever Liquid pushed, or even just, at this point in the game, EG just go running right into Liquid with the BKB Sven. Even though the BKB, down to 5 seconds now, that 5 seconds is more than enough to output some serious DPS.
Yeah, Korok getting caught alongside with TC, that's probably one of the worst RP that could have been for Team Liquid. Blinked forward here from IX and not too sure what that was about, but they will relocate on top. And IX Mike, well, good luck, my friend.
Fear was actually looking for Bulba there. He was trying to get the Batrow, who immediately blinked away from that relocation. It looks like we're going to see tier 2 tower go down. EG, they can keep on pushing. God Strength is up. BKB's back up. The beauty of the 5-second BKB, shorter cooldown.
Wow, straight up just popping that ultimate. Gonna go right on the tower. Caldown's gonna come down. I don't think Fair cares. No, he does pop the BKB. Flaming Lasso's gonna come back in. He has Aegis. I don't think you make that go. He's down to about quarter HP. He's dead immediately. Uh-oh. Creeps waiting on... If they get a second kill right now, just nobody reinforcing him. Nobody even chasing Fair. Fair's actually walking towards the enemy fountain, trying to get a teleport scroll. He misbuys it. He lifts them up, and he's gonna get tossed into the fountain. Well, that was awkward. And I think the rest of the team got picked off as well. My camera's following Fear.
They're not done. Demon's dead too now in the jungle. Team wipe? Question mark? There's your pentakill.
That is one of the most awkward team fight I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know.
I'm confused. Okay.
Well, I mean, the big thing there is, I guess the Lincoln wasn't up when Fear was going on the tower with the BKB, because the Batrider Lasso went through, and he just got... The thing is, he got pulled under the tier 4 towers, which basically meant once he respawned, there wasn't really... He was sandwiched between the tier 3, the tier 4s, and also the Liquid team were by the tier 3, so there wasn't really anywhere for him to escape to. And Liquid, they're just going to go straight down the mid lane. Look for tier 3s, look for Raxes of their own.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be... Well, they're going to have to back off once Magnus is going to be back. Well, Blink Dagger initiation against Milk, that's going to be a free pickoff, but even with... Well, Milk's going to make it difficult. He does get a self-deny as well. No kills for you, if I have any to say about that. And yeah, with Demon back with RP, they have to back off. I mean, as long as Demon gets a 2-man RP, or even a 1-man RP, as long as he gets Quap or TC at this point, it's worth it.
Well, EG are winning team fights, apart from the one we just saw, which I don't even know if you can call that a team fight at this point. Liquid, they're still dead even on gold, so you can't really count them out right now.
Well, I mean, as long as this game goes later and later, Gyrocopter is going to start picking up in terms of damage output, as well as Sven. His damage output is going to get somewhat limited. Yes, Frost Troll Ogre, that's the creep you want, that's the creep you need, especially against Sven's big DPS output. I think Sexy Bamboo is going to snipe that one off, unless he's looking for a little bit more.
He's on his own. He's got no teammates here.
Well, he has relocate back in, and that's going to come in. IX Mike is dead immediately, and Boba is already out of there. And, well, you can see that TC is out of there as well. So, yeah, he seemed like he was overextending, but he has backup, so he's good.
Yeah, you've always got backup when there's a wisp in the game.
Well, they do see Bamboo now. Bamboo now doesn't have backup. The Rocket's going to find him. There's going to be a Blink Scythe when Bamboo is dead. And he's a big part of the team fight with the wall, with the vacuum, but more importantly with the mech. So I think if you're Team Liquid, you at least make an attempt to poke at that tier 2 up top. Maybe even just force it down.
Oh yeah. I think they can maybe bring it down. There is going to be a rotation from EG. No smoke up, but Lexi, there we go. There's the smoke, and they're going to be looking to come in from behind. Demon has gone out.
I think they smoke on top of Sentry, so if they're paying attention, Boba's going to break the smoke. Firefly's going to blink back out. This is the time for retreat. Relocate is not back up. Meanwhile, that RP still back up. Melk is going to blink forward. Uh-oh, they gotta make sure that Fear is gonna be okay. They're gonna focus on Demon, but again, Flaming Lasso just being used, and Boba still surviving. He's gonna be dead. Call down's not gonna hit anything. No, it hits Melk. Melk's gonna be dead. Skewer forward on Fluff. Fluff's gonna be on the run. He should be fine as well. Sven BKB's out. Mask of Madness is out as well. Again, a 1-for-1 trade. Not too bad.
Do we see any relocate? Liquid's actually still staying near this top lane. They're sort of in enemy territory, but with the BKB on cooldown for Fear, it's a lot harder for him to engage. So Liquid are confident. They are going to have to get back. It looks like a lot of farm in the mid lane, and something as much damage as Sven is doing, it doesn't really look like Gyrocopter is doing as much damage as Sven. Gyrocopter is almost dead even with Fear on net worth, both sitting around that 20k mark, and Queen of Pain is solidly in the 3rd place. So Liquid on their 2 sort of core heroes with a lot more farm than EG.
Well, and they're going to be getting a little bit more farm as they relocate on the bot, trying to get a little bit of a backdooring action if this game don't drop. Okay, alright, game don't drop.
I'm about to say, lagging as well.
Yeah, I was lagging pretty hard, but they get the tower here on the bot lane, and they will relocate back on top lane. So yeah, that's one of the things that you could be using your Wisp in the late game as well. Start backdooring tower. That wasn't a backdoor, but if they want a backdoor, they definitely can with a Sven damage output. And that's going to keep Team Liquid on their toes.
Yeah. Any point, if Radiant team don't have Glyph, which is next 30 seconds, but if Liquid think they have a numbers advantage, but if Wisp Sven are alive, Wisp Sven can just go get Raxes. They can just relocate in. They can out-damage the backdoor protection with the Wisp, Mask of Madness, God Strength Sven.
Yeah, very, very easily, I might ask. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how Team Liquid's going to bring this game. It seems like Team Liquid's going to go for a Divine, maybe in the Ultra late game. And again, another big lag spike coming out with the Satanic being popped up. I'm not even sure whether... let's pause a couple of minutes, that's fair. I agree. I'm not sure whether Gyrocopter is doing enough damage at this point to warrant a full Satanic upgrade, but it definitely is going to help. And the fact that if he doesn't get instantly gibbed by that Sven, he could life steal his way back even against the Sven, so it's a pretty nice pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll definitely help. They're going to have to focus a lot of effort sort of on locking him down. And we've seen already, sure, you've got something like a Fiend script to go through, but with Queen of Pain, with Batrider, with Rubik, they're not going to really be allowed to do that. And the other key hero going to the late game, to me, is going to be this Chen. You've got all these heals at your disposal, and those sendbacks from Test of Fate could be what decides some of these fights.
Well, those sandbags do take 3 seconds, and 3 seconds is a world of time to that Sven, so... You
can sort of tell, though, if Gyrocopter's in a position where he's getting gripped, or sort of just getting a lot of spells thrown at him, that you can just need a Test of Fate, spam some heals, and maybe buy him some time. If you're sending him back, you're not winning the fight, but if you save him, it could be sort of keeping you in the game.
Sure. It definitely does come down to initiation, as most of these pro games do come down to. It looks like we have Wisp picking up a Sage. For those of you guys who are wondering what's going on, Sage is one of the most kind of cost-effective HP items, especially if you're a strength hero like Wisp, and he basically is going to be looking for Heaven's Halberd, which is going to give him a little bit more utility in that team fight. BKB is going to be up on Magnus, very, very standard. There's a Basher up on Sven as well, which to me is extremely counterintuitive, because... What do you say? Either I crit you either I kill you by critting, or I kill you by bashing and then hit you more times. I don't know, man.
I don't know. You need the bashing here. I feel it's a bit unnecessary. I guess it's for when he's man fighting the Gyrocopter, because Gyrocopter's going to be lifestealing, but if you're hitting fast enough, you'll just bash him down. So it's entirely designed for fighting the Gyrocopter in my mind. But I feel just going for a heart, or either heart or assault cuirass, some sort of big tier 4 item, could be just as effective for sort of your overall plan as a Sven, but not a bad item choice nonetheless. I feel the Radiant team, they need a Heaven's Halberd. You're up against a Sven doing this much. If you're a hero like Batrider, having a Heaven's Halberd is fantastic. Even Chen, go for Heaven's Halberd.
Well, I mean,
Queen of Pain, Heaven's Halberd.
I'm not sure if you could all go into that. It's definitely not bad against the
Ethereal Blade. Yeah. Actually, Ethereal Blade just as good, man.
Yeah, Ethereal is just as good. In fact, a little bit better, because it gives you a nuke on top of that. So, well,
yeah,
maybe
it does mean you can't attack him. Like Gyrocopter, the beauty of the Heaven's Halberd is you can still attack him and focus him down.
Well, I think the Sven going for the Basher a little bit more for a later game item choice once he picks up the Abyssal is gonna give him that very instant stun, and the cast range, a short cast range, isn't gonna be an issue considering that Wisp is basically gonna be relocating him on top of every single team fight. Some big crits coming out from Sven, and there's a side device being finished on Darkseer. I think that's gonna be the important thing to talk about because I think that's the item that you scythe up Gyro and basically he gets crit 3 times and he's dead.
Somewhat importantly, Roshan should be respawning soon as well, I believe.
Where did the
I
clock
don't
go?
see a timer.
Yeah, where did the clock
I think
go?
the disconnections and the server lag has made it disappear.
Well, that's where we need the innate Roshan timing in our heads.
Yeah. Winter started like typing it as a caster. Like he'll put the exact Roshan time. That was when we were saying we don't know when Aegis expires. We wanted the exact second, so he would just type the Roshan like the players do.
I don't see the problem. It gives even the other casters something to look back to. So
the Russian casters were smiling about it. They loved it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't understand them, but in my mind, they loved it.
Big smoking coming out mid. The smoking is kind of very, very obvious. I mean, Team Liquid should be expecting it, and you can see that Korok doing the correcting, farming an enemy jungle, a place that you are least expected to be in.
Yeah,
Gonna get some rest out of the jungle.
Very unlikely that EG would sort of go to where he is with the smoking, but they actually are headed up there, which is potentially dangerous for Korok. He's going to TP out just in time. Looks like
Scotty. So, well, that's another item that's going to be good against Sven, BKB or not.
Slow goes through, and it's all about the extra HP as well. One of those really good sort of tanking items. It gives you armor from the agility you get, additional attack speed, because Queen of Pain doing almost 200 damage a hit, unreduced, so not bad.
Yeah. I mean, even like she's not going to survive the Sven if Sven goes on him, but if Sven's going to spend that 1 or 2 extra right click on the Queen of Pain, that's one or two extra right clicks that's not going on Gyrocopter. So even though you're tanky up, you know, you're still helping out the team just by getting a tanky item, especially against a carry hero the same nature as Sven. Sven still, of course, being very good buddies with Jo. They're gonna be best buddies for the remainder of the game because, well, that's how you play that's how you play Wisp plus any kind of carry hero like Sven.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I don't see any reason for him not to sort of leave Fear's right hand side as. Even during team fights, it's just all about the attack speed, the damage reduction as well. Abyssal Blade pick up for Fear. He's not afraid of dying. Doesn't actually have buyback here, so Liquid grouped up as 5. If they kill Fear, potentially game 1, but chances of doing that seem very, very small.
Yes, Fear will probably kill you and kill just about everybody else before you kill him. That predicates on the BKB being activated, of course. Basically, Melk's going to be looking for that initiation. If Melk initiates with Enfeeble, Nightmare, and a Grip, and he dies immediately afterwards, job is already done because he's setting up the big vacuum, he's setting up the big reverse polarity. IX might maybe caught a little bit. No, he's going to be fine. I think he could have vacuumed and then scythed him, but I don't think they want to blow too many spells just for support.
And right now, Liquid, as soon as EG moved forward, they ran. They got the hell out of there. They are going to look to turn things around. They want to fight on their own terms. They are being spotted by a Dire Observer in lane here, so it's getting immediately dewarded. Fluff does have that gem up, but EG poking around once again. I feel we almost need like a blink dagger on Bamboo. Something to give sort of that extra range. Because Melt blinking in with the Nightmare, or you can't really blink Fiend Script. You've got to save that Fiend Script, but blink Nightmare isn't really reliable. Having something like a blink vacuum followed up by a Wisp relocate could be the way EG look to fight this.
Well, they're looking for that surge into Scythe. They're gonna go on the Korok. Where's the relocate? It's gonna come right on top of Korok. Vacuumed RP. It's gonna be on a couple of Magnus gets a double kill immediately. TC's dead. Holy crap! Batrider's out, and I don't think Boba's gonna do anything. I think one of the big thing that we haven't really been mentioning is that Empowers on top of everything. That's going to give a ton of extra cleave, a ton of right-click damage. And that team fight, I mean, it happened so fast. You blinked, you missed it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Fear doesn't even use his Abyssal Blade at all during that fight. It's just...
He didn't have time. They just all died.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast Liquid can drop in these team fights. And it just goes to show Liquid from here on out can't really look to play a team fight oriented game. They have to look for pickoffs, they have to go more split push. They haven't got the best pushing lineup, but they can't really team fight. They can maybe take EG in a head-on 5-on-5 fight if they get a really nice pickoff from the Batrider and isolate one so it becomes a 4v5. But even then, if Fear's alive and if they have either a vacuum or a mag RP, people are going to die.
Yep, that's definitely the case. Especially Korok and TC cannot be caught in this RP. Like, both of them definitely can. Even one of them cannot. So you gotta just send somebody, say, all right, man, you're the team's bait. You're gonna have to bait out these RP and grips for us, and Basically, we hope for the best. The big confusing thing for me is why were they even there? Like, were they pushing a tier 2? I'm not even sure what was the case here. Nice sent back here. That's going to bait out Stormhammer. Glyph's going to get baited out as well. Are they going to try to go for that kill on Fear? Fear doesn't have that. Doesn't have that Aegis. But no.
Buy some time. Gyrocopter going to be respawning, but we've seen Gyrocopter, despite his farm, he just doesn't really.
Again, if he eats RP, yeah, if he gets stunned, he's not even going to make it out alive.
You can sort of see Gyrocopter's how limited he is as a late game carry when you're up against something like a Sven, and oh god, Korok caught out, no buyback, discarding investment. It's a great item if you're not sort of locked down like this.
It's a great item if you're tanking for your team, which no tanking for the team was done. They're gonna focus here on. Well, Fear's gonna get teleported back out. RP, whoa, he's gonna get sent back as well. So everybody getting sent back home. Jo though, very, very low. He's gonna get tested back. TC coming back from the base. He's gonna do a lot of heavy lifting for the team. He's gonna now focus on Melk. Melk's gonna shadow play for the Rocket. It's gonna get the kill. They're gonna chase for a little bit more. The Rocket's gonna hit on Fear. Fear does have to link in to block it, so he should be fine. And of course, EG, well, losing a support Wisp and a support Bane Elemental, they'll take those losses. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. They get a tier 3 tower. They get themselves a few more kills. TC still chasing though. He wants to get Bamboo. He's going to get Hex up. I believe the gem was taken yet by Bamboo. Trying to turn this one around. Here goes Fear. The vacuum in. Perfect initiation again. And cleave down. Just easy pickoffs. Gyrocopter does get saved by the Chen send back, but EG are just going marching down top lane. They're going to have God Strength as well as BKB on Sven. And this is, I believe, Rax's at top as well now.
Yeah. And it just goes back to that last team fight they lost on the ball lane. Again, I'm not exactly sure why they were there. Tier 2 was already down for 20 minutes. If they want to challenge the Roshan, I feel like they should be challenging on their own hill. They were just in a very, very awkward position. And they gave Sexy Bamba multiple times to actually come in. Well, they're going to now focus on Fear one more time. Drag him out of that call down. There's a grip on top being stolen by Axe Mike, so they are going to get a kill on him. So, never mind. They do defend. They actually come forward here as well. Demon, skewer forward, double picks. And Tender's gonna come back out, and they even use some relocate just to actually rescue him back. Are they gonna get one pick off? Demon's gonna get picked off back to the base, so they should be fine.
Yeah, trying to cause some distractions here. Buy Bamboo some time to get out, but Korok, he's gonna see him hit by the homing missile. Looks like no side of the Vice yet, but this is a dead Darkseer. There's no way you can really run at this point, even when you are surged. As Bamboo will go down. Gem on the ground as well, but the big thing, I just don't feel Gyrocopter is just not a good late game carry when you're against what EG have. Sven, Warcry, the plus armor, and then combine that with the superior team fight. When your opponents have Mag, Darkseer, well, Mag and, well, I guess more Mag the Bane, two ultimates that go through BKB, and a carry who negates so much of your damage and out DPSs you, Gyrocopter does not look good in the late game. Yeah,
I mean, he really needs Divine Rapier on top of this, and maybe that's what's going to be going for, but I mean, going Divine against a Sven who could basically pop you instantly, not exactly a game-winning proposition. So he's going to basically finish his last slot with the Butterfly, and, well, it's going to be the good old Butterfly, the Divine-less Gyro trying to out-carry a Sven. I still think he could do it, despite the fact that you say, yeah, a lot of his damage goes through BKB, a lot of damage gets mitigated, or kind of weakened by that Warcry. I still think he can out-carry it, simply because Sven is getting kited in these fights.
Wow, that fight there where he died was him just going in alone. Yeah. I think the problem was he thought he could BKB down the Raxus, but his Lincoln's got popped right before he popped BKB by a Fade Bolt, and that meant Bulba could get off the ultimate, could get off that Lasso, and from there they could easily bring him down. Not to mention there was a Fiend Script sold, so even if Lincoln's wasn't broken, if they wanted to use Fiend Script and Lasso to kill him off, they could have done so, but Liquid, they're still in a desperate position here. They've lost one Rax at the mid lane. They're looking for some big smoke ganks here. Fear and Jo this is great. This is what they need to do. Not look for the other three heroes. Look for the Wisp and Sven, because those two are almost always off farming on their own. Yeah, and again, a very, very kind of obvious smoke gank of some sort. And EG's not going to fall for that one. You see the crew wave being... I mean, it's very, very far pushed in, and generally that's when the team likes to make a smoke gank. And, well... Team Liquid not successful with this one. They're still looking for that pickoff though, but again, like God said, if you look for those pickoffs on the top lane, the Sven's gonna come in and it's gonna go on top of your supports, and you're basically gonna die. Yeah. Well, they see Sven at mid lane. I would love it if they could pick him up, but it looks like they're not gonna get there in time. They've got to get back and defend. I mean, one thing we haven't been talking about too much is that having exposed Raxus against Wisp might as well be suicidal. Like, during that smoke gank, EG could have just relocated Porter to that Rax and then just killed it. So, I think if EG doesn't get too much going
in the next 5 minutes or so, that's what they're going to be starting to look to. Start getting some decent backdoor going against that exposed Rax on the top lane.
Especially with the amount of gold Fear has. He's got buybacks. He can afford to take some risks, which is what doing something like that would be. But Liquid, they actually have Glyph right now, so with the Glyph, they could sort of hold off and sort of look to counter gank it, but that's only going to last so many times. And EG, they're gripping up at top. Demon's got the Aegis. Fear, well, he's got a ton of DPS now. 6k gold in the bank. Probably going to see him drop the Mask of Madness for something like an Assault Caress, maybe late game, but whatever it is, EG's just looking really good late.
Well, again, TC does have some big damage. He's going to be saving for buyback as well. Let's quickly check who does. You're not on the TC plan?
I'm not on the TC train, man. I just don't see it happening. He's too much to go through his BKB. He has no backup, which is really the big issue. Korok is a tank at this point, and when your Queen of Pain's just acting as a tank, they can just ignore Korok, because Korok's damage output just is sort of not all that significant anymore.
I don't know. I'm on the Team Liquid plan because if you could survive that 5-second BKB, you win. Because what else is there for EG?
Well, that's actually what Fear should be getting. Get a new BKB.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing there as well. I mean, what is it?
Forget selling Mask Commanders. New 10-second BKB could be the nail in Liquid's coffin.
Yeah, I mean, he could probably eventually pick up a Satanic of himself, but again, the team is going to be somewhat decided for the first 5 seconds. So, Siphon Fight is going to go up top here. Are they going to go roll Blink Dagger, Grip? But he gets sent back here, so there's a clip being drawn out. A lot of BKB, a lot of ultimate being used as well. Fear's going to get sent back to the bot lane, but they get the bot racks. And no, he's going to get sent back, I think he is going to get sent back. So, multiple BKBs, multiple ultimates being used on both sides, but at the end of the day, Team Liquid loses the melee racks. I think that melee racks was more or less forfeited anyways, because
they also pop a Glyph now, so this means all these racks are so prone to going down, and trading ultimates for EG is great. They've still actually got RP, which is one of their big team fight items. They've still got Darks here. Oh, and there we go. RP catches 2, Wall of Rapid to follow up on top of it, and here comes Fury, sort of slow walking in. This is the problem, like game, as you mentioned, he does get cut out, but he's found Korok. Korok's getting locked down. There is going to be some stuns going down on Fear. Can they bring him down though? Jarokop, the TC, trying to do his best carry impression, but right now, it seems to be just enough to push EG back.
Yo, the TC train, it's roaring, it's getting kills, and Melk's gonna get picked off as well. I really don't like the choice for the Dire to go back in. I mean, like you said, sure, they got a 3-4-man RP. They didn't have God Strength. And like I said, if your Sven is not doing damage, you got nothing. And that's exactly what Demon had. I mean, he blinked in, that was a great RP, I have to say, but what was there afterwards?
Following the RP, they had some good positioning. They really managed to... I mean, Sven just couldn't get into the middle of the fight. It was just too slow and sort of chunky. And now he seems to have looked to change things up. He says, okay, sure, Mask of Madness is great for doing raw damage, we're not actually seeing him attack. So he's going to sort of transition into sort of even tanky. He sells Mask of Madness, picks up a Reaver, and it looks like we'll see either Satanic or Heart. Either way, probably they're Satanic for the lifesteal here, considering his damage output.
Yeah, I mean, either item is going to help them take the team fight a little bit longer, which, again, you're going to try to outlast Team Liquid, but I don't know, maybe you're underestimating Jarokop a little bit more as he's doing a ton of damage on the mid lane. Maybe we're going to have to see some Blink Skewer action. BKB, pop your BKB TC. He's late on that, and he's going to get basically free picked off right in front of tower. I say that they're force tapping him back out, but you cannot force away from that grip. But they're gonna focus on Fear. Fear's low. Fear's gonna be dead. I think Sonic Wave's gonna bring him down. Does he have buyback? You can bet that he does. Everybody's gonna be backing off. Ix Mike gets gripped right in front of the tower. He's gonna maybe get sent back. Fluff and stuff. Saves a Chen, and he's gonna try to TP out. Not against that Stormhammer. Meanwhile, Ix Mike is gonna get psyched up, and he's gonna get picked off. I don't know. Maybe he think he could have popped that BKB to basically dodge a skewer. But that did not happen.
You have to be so fast with it. I mean, you mentioned pop the BKB, but to actually get to react to that blink in from Demon is very hard to do. So especially when it's just a mag. If you're thinking maybe Mag's is trying to buy time, you don't want to pop your BKB just when Mag's trying to buy time. And EG, straight into the Roshan pit. They know the timing for this. It's coming up any second now. And, well, with 2 heroes dead, with Rax's... Well, top Rax exposed, bottom lane still with a tier 3 tower up, but no Glyph for Liquid. Defending against an Aegis and Cheese is going to be very, very hard to do.
I have not mentioned this on the previous Cheese being picked up. Jayo with Cheese is absolutely broken. Like, that's giving a free Aegis on another hero. Now, granted, if you need to heal your allies' HP, Jayo has to... Yeah, you have to be at low HP as well, which could happen very easily if a Sonic Wave or a Call Down hits on top of you, or it could not happen at all if you're at full HP. So... it's kind of hit and miss, but you know he's gonna pick it up still and basically give the wow factor for his team.
Yeah, and with a Sven who's in the front lines, maybe taking all that damage, because Jero can just leave that overcharge on to sort of inflict the damage on himself. Sven with 4k HP, which is pretty ridiculous considering his damage output on top of that.
Yeah, I'm wondering when he's gonna ditch that threat for breach travel. Although he's starting to get rid of most of his attack speed items, so he's basically relying more and more on that overcharge, which means if they KO Jo, that's a bigger and bigger kill for the team. So even though sometimes you think, oh, late game support doesn't mean anything, Jo is a big part of this team right now because of the overcharge and because of the lack of attack speed item on Sven.
Yeah, I think Jo is almost going to be your #1 target if you're Liquid. You want to make sure that Mag doesn't get off a good RP, but he's got Refresher now as well. So Demon and Jo are the two big ones. Fear, you don't look to kill him, you just look to make sure he's not in there doing damage. Kite him around as best as possible. Once Wisp is dead, not only does he not get attack speed, he's getting a lot less movement speed.
Sure, yeah. He doesn't have that Mask of Madness, which was a big part of him. And again, there's a lot of room here for the Sven to grow his item as well. Get the 10-second BKB is a big thing. Maybe gets a Breach of Travel. Maybe starting to look to replace his Lincolns for another item as well. But I feel like Lincolns is one of the more underrated items in the late game. Simply because teamfights could last such a long time that if your Lincoln blocks 2 spells in a particular teamfight, you got it made.
Oh, it's got a pretty short cooldown as well, which makes it, yeah, really nice to have in a long drawn-out teamfight. When you've got 4k HP, it's going to take a long time to bring you down.
And well, we're going to see if Fear's going to basically walk in and start forcing this teamfight to happen as he's working on this Rax. He's working on it. There's a good grip. Or not grip. The Lincoln gets broken. Fun facts at home here. The rocket, or excuse me, the homing missile, upon casting, will break the Lincoln sphere. So they have a very easy and reliable way to break it.
Especially considering at this point, homing missile, very unlikely to land and not going to be a very reliable stun. So use it whenever possible just to break that Lincoln's is a nice little implementation. And EG just going to keep on slow rolling this. I like the decision they need. I think he can get Sven back up there. We've seen how much damage he can do, but right now he's sitting way back next to Geo. Maybe we're going to see a relocate. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he's going to relocate in the base because I do believe that the Radiant does have enough damage output as well as lockdown to kill Sven even through his BKB if he's 1v5 and doesn't have any kind of backup. So like you said, there's really no real targets you can focus. You can't focus on Sven because he's 2 tank. You can't focus on Demon, well, because he's got Aegis. And Sexy Bamboo's a hard one to focus as well. So I guess Wisp is, to be honest, your best target. Maybe Milk if you could catch him out of position. But if your best targets are the 2 supports, the game's not looking good for you.
It really is. And I think as close as the kill score maybe looks, the gold as well, only what 4-5k in EG's favor, which is 60 minutes isn't a huge margin. It's more just strategically. Liquid winning this game is going to be really difficult. Next time they win a team fight, I feel like they just have to go all mid and just throw everything at ending the game, which is kind of what they tried to do last game when they had 5 mid pushing down that tier 3 tower. They actually got the tier 3 tower, but EG had too many buybacks to actually be taken down, which is going to be the problem again. EG will have buybacks, but if you can kill them twice, maybe you can win the game. But right now it feels like EG can just slowly whittle away at Team Liquid's base.
And that's exactly what they're doing. So I think what Team Liquid is waiting for is the next fight before the Roshan spawns. If they get that fight won and they get the Aegis, they could get a Divine on the Gyro. And basically says, alright, YOLO Divine on Flat Cannon. Good luck, guys. But they're going to scythe him up, or they're going to initiate him on top. But there's a sendback immediately, and no Sexy Bamboo, but there's an RP. It's only going to get Korok, and here comes Big Bat Sven.
RP stolen.
No! He gets stunned. RP second time comes in here, but look at the cleave! Oh my fucking god! Sven just 4-shot for an Ultra. Go Panta! EG Dota, Big Panta, please! Here comes Fear. Right click, Milk?
No Penta.
Milk? Are you serious?
No, he still can. Buyback from Gyro.
Are you serious?
Well, Sven's looking like a pretty broken champion right now.
Right, please nerf, please.
Well, EG, 4 heroes down. This is GG. There's no comeback now.
Yeah, I think that's GG. Oh, I mean, there's still Divine Gyro, right, guys? Right?
No.
No?
Well, if he had it on him right now and went Ramboing in, maybe. But
well, no, he gets scythed up and that's it, right? He gets gripped, gets blinked, gets stunned. And well, I mean, the early game looked really difficult for EG, but suddenly, old man Fair came out of nowhere and drove his big sword up in everybody, and well, that's game 1, guys.
Fear lifts. I don't know what else to say. Old man Fear, man, this guy is just always around, always making big plays, and EG, they claw their way to a game 1 victory.
Yeah, they definitely did. That is game 1 in the books. This is a best of 3 series, and game 2 will be coming up very, very soon. Hope you guys enjoying the broadcast from Beyond the Summit so far. Don't go anywhere, guys. Luminous and Gods will be coming right back.